Happy New Year everyone, welcome to 2025 and we're off with the cracker here. Looks to be a good race. Now all of this is flat out. What you're looking for is that brake in the barrier on the right, that little yellow bit. As you see that, you want to drop into fifth and maybe lift on off the throttle a bit. I don't have a fixed pattern going into it, but yeah, more on feel, accelerate, flat again. And after the 100 ball, you want to see where this curb sort of straightens up a bit. And I was also just waiting for the car to settle and go straight. And that's when you get on the brakes down into first. Now over here, as you start turning, you want to let the car settle again. You accelerate too early, you just end up with a four-wheel drift. And if it's too late, obviously it's a very long straight, you're just gonna lose a lot of time. So start gently going on to the throttle, aim for the outside of the track there and straighten it as much as possible. But with the setup I'm using, you can accelerate pretty early. It puts the power down without wheel spin, but what you want to avoid is four-wheel drifting and losing time there. So yeah, play with the throttle then, be cautious, be gentle, and then you look out for the start of the curb here. Just as you hit that and it goes to the corner of your screen, that's where you want to start braking down into second. Start coming off the brakes as you turn and roll a bit early on the power. Short shifting to fourth here. You can lift a bit if you need to, but don't keep it planted if you're going off the track. Now just there where the green ends and you enter the tunnel, that's where you want to start braking, but only brake in a straight line. You can see that the corner is a bit cambered here, so aim for inside of the corner, down into second, and just judge it based on those corner markers. Just before the end of the tunnel here, just a tap on the brakes, down the gear, accelerate early. You can half throttle through that left hand and then full all through the section. Lift a bit over there if you need to, but just a quick lift, not too much. And then here, as you hit the red stuff on that barrier on the outside and before the 50, brake, not full braking, just gentle, slowly down the gears into second. And there's a bit of a yellow on the barrier there you can use to gauge when to start accelerating, but accelerate early. That's key with all these slow corners. That's a 131 on there. Right, so in chase cam, up this hill you can hold the gear a bit, but yeah, you want to shift just at the shift markers with this car, just to get through that incline. And hold it now there, like I said, yellow barrier, lift a bit down into fifth as the corner straightens, down into first, aim for the outside of this corner. Straighten your wheel and accelerate early over there, but don't accelerate too much while turning. The Lamborghini actually rotates a bit under acceleration, so that also helps get through the corner. Start of the curve, just as you pass that, that's when you down to second, release a bit, accelerate through the corner, short shifting to fourth, and you can do this flat, lift off a bit if you need to, straight through there, end of the green, entry of the tunnel, down into second, brake in a straight line, keep it to the left, accelerate early as those corner markers end, just tap the brakes into second, partial acceleration through the left-hander, and then you just plant it full, short shift or lift off the throttle just ever so slightly, start of the barriers there, down into second, partial braking, not full braking. See that yellow, use that to gauge when to accelerate, but accelerate early towards the lawn, and that should give you 131 on. Now to check the setup I was using for this. So this is the setup I'm using, anti-roll bar 3 both sides, damping ratio compression 22-22, damping ratio expansion 48-48, natural frequency 2.7, initial torque 5.5, acceleration sensitivity 60-60, and braking sensitivity 5.5. I found that the braking sensitivity just makes it a bit easier to steer when you especially getting out of corners. The acceleration sensitivity helps with just accelerating really early on the throttle. It makes it a bit less easy to handle and not understeer a bit, but it locks the differentials and you don't get any wheel spin. So yeah, play around with these values with that in mind. The initial torque I'm not too sure, but yeah, if you just put it higher, the car is just less maneuverable at low speeds. Once you're on the straights, obviously doesn't matter too much. Most of this just helps with the cornering.